Hey, how's it going, everyone? It is Drago. We're back with another chapter of Fairy Tale 100-Year Quest. Chapter 170, Your Name Shows Who You Are. The cover page for this chapter has Lucy and Happy on it, with them looking at the stars, which you dang well know Lucy's looking at a very certain constellation that probably appears in this chapter, maybe. This is such a cute cover between the two of them. I absolutely love that you get Lucy and Happy looking at the stars. I mean, Lucy's really the only one looking at the stars. Happy's just kind of enjoying his time. So we pick up the chapter with Natsu defeating Brian. And once again, Natsu's asking where the heck is Ignia, and Brian's just like, dude, I already told you he's going after Ferris. Like, stop asking me because I have no idea where the heck he is. I love that at least Natsu immediately was like, oh yeah, that's right, Happy, he's in a fight right now, like, how you doing, Happy? And then he like turns over to Happy and Happy's literally dead on the floor. Honestly, all this stuff with Misfortune is kind of cool. I actually genuinely really like it, because Happy starts to get up and he's like, why are we doing this, Misfortune? Like, why do we have to fight? With her just responding that they're enemies and it's her destiny to fight Happy. And she does have her own roar attack because she breathes fire. And you start getting the Misfortune backstory as to why she's named Misfortune. With her literally saying it's right in her name that she's burned down every home she's had. No matter where she goes, she starts fires. Someone in the past had tried to pick her up and ended up burning them. She's a fire cat that only brings misfortune. So Ignia just took her in. And honestly, I thought Natsu was going to be the one intervening here, because Happy literally says Natsu's a fire wizard too, and Happy's with him all the time, and he could potentially get burned all the time. I like that Happy is genuinely actually trying to get her to be good and, you know, reconsider being with Ignia, because he's like, hey, why don't we have a fire cat join us too? That'd be pretty cool. With her basically crying, saying, you know, I can't touch anybody. Anyone I touch just burns. And this body of mine just only causes misfortune. And that's right when you get Happy going in there, grabbing her hands. It's actually really cute that he just immediately goes for it, I guess. With him literally saying, I can touch you and that you're not misfortune. Saying that she's misfortune. And honestly, I think these panels are so dang cute with him holding her hands and actually making her a better person. And Happy is, I think, the most chill person I've ever seen to be burned ever, because she's like, I'm burning you, Happy. He's like, it's fine. I get burned by Natsu all the time. Like, this is nothing. And Happy's mission is pretty successful, because he actually does get her to flip sides, and she says she's going to help them defeat Ignia. Which, very poor timing, because the second she switches sides and like, okay, I'm going to help you, is right when Natsu shows up, and Natsu just straight up kicks the crap out of Misfortune. And both of them are like, no, she switched sides, Natsu, you just like made a mega mistake. Which is where you go to my personal favorite part of the chapter, and probably the biggest part of this chapter, which is where you go back to Aquarius, Lucy, and Brandish, and them finally figuring out what to do with Aquarius's key. Legit, my theory that she was gonna like split her key amongst Lucy and Brandish turned out to be true, because she literally says that she'll make a special case and split her key with the two. And this is such a freaking callback that we have not had in like literally forever, that Aquarius says the days that she can be summoned between the two of them. Because the series honestly really hasn't cared about when Lucy can like summon her spirits on what days it is. Because the series hasn't cared about what days spirits can be summoned for like ever. Like, we completely forgot about those details. And you definitely do get kind of grumpy Aquarius with her saying, don't you dare summon me any other days, or summon me on a date, because if you do, I'll kill you. Which is when you get Brandish saying that she doesn't actually want Aquarius's key, and that she gives up her stake of it. And both Aquarius and Lucy are like, what? Because Aquarius is a lot more mean about it, saying, you don't want my priceless golden key, like, how freaking dare you? And Lucy's just like, yeah, you came all this way out here, why bother coming out here if you didn't want her key in the first place. With Aquarius responding that, she found it and that was her goal, so that's complete. And that she's not a celestial wizard in the first place, so it's kind of pointless there too. And Aquarius pretty much knows as to why Brandish was finding it was because she wanted to give it to Lucy, even though Brandish doesn't want to admit it because she immediately kind of looks away like, yeah, I'm not going to admit that, which just has Brandish leave with her saying goodbye, Lucy saying thank you, her smiling on the way out, which culminates in Lucy and Aquarius hugging and finally being together once again. This panel with them saying we're finally back together again and Lucy saying welcome home is honestly just so beautiful. And especially since this is a very, very long time coming, this has been pretty much almost 10 years now that it's been since Lucy's been trying to get Aquarius. You get some more panels of them hugging, but this is accompanied by some narration by Lucy, with her saying that she thought she'd be crying her eyes out when she was reunited with Aquarius, but that didn't exactly happen, with her just mostly feeling relieved that she finally has this ordeal over. Kind of interesting that it's hinting at some unfortunate events that are about to come, because she says, of course, it hadn't really sunk in. If I had known what was to come, I would have been way more emotional. With it just showing a shot of one of the lacrimas. I'm not exactly sure which one this would be, just because it's kind of in the middle of nowhere and could honestly be any of the lacrimas, to be honest. And with that, we go over to Erza, with her arriving at her lacrima, but she doesn't see any of the dragon gods there, and no one is around until someone starts appearing from the shadows. Those people appearing from the shadows turn out to be the demon versions of the Erza Sais, with Zero at the lead, and he seems quite excited that he found Erza. And with that, it is the end of our chapter, so my thoughts. I guess touching on the Erza Sais portion, I thought they were going to split up. I didn't think they were all going to come as a group. That's going to be kind of a pain in the butt for Erza to deal with all by herself. Because, Zero probably has some new powers now that he's a demon. But everyone else in this group, we have no idea what the heck their powers are. And demons are kind of a pain in the butt to deal with. But I imagine at some point you're going to get the dragon god showing up in this fight, and especially if you're on the same town as Alderaan, there could be dragonized versions of the town people there. So I don't imagine it's just going to be Erza versus the Sais right now. There probably will be someone that joins in eventually. I genuinely really loved all the Misfortune stuff and happy, and I like that they got her to switch sides. I wonder if she'll eventually join Fairy Tail, especially since Happy seems to really want her there. And honestly, she could be a huge asset for Natsu if they're fighting all together, because obviously she has fire and she could buff Natsu pretty much at any moment. And obviously the biggest moment of this whole chapter, and probably what this chapter will be remembered for, is Aquarius finally being reunited with Lucy. I kind of thought that once Aquarius came out of the key and she was talking with everyone that there was going to be no fight, that Aquarius was just going to straight up pick who she wanted to have her key. Very interesting that she was going to give a contract to the both of them. So that doesn't mean it is possible to share a contract of a key with another person. I wonder then if you could get Lucy to share a contract with Yukino, so like both of them could share each other's spirits. So then technically both of them would have access to the full Zodiac. I think that whole moment itself was just beautiful, with Lucy, finally being able to be with Aquarius once again. And honestly, with it making it seem like Brandish was going to give up the key regardless, because obviously she's not a celestial wizard and her magic is probably a lot more powerful than anything that Aquarius could offer her. It was more of a memento, and I think even Lucy's speeches and stuff really did change Brandish's mind, so she was going to probably just give her the key regardless. I am kind of surprised that she didn't take that joint partnership, because she still could have that memento of her mom, at any time, I guess, because she'd be sharing the key. I think that would mean then there would be 2 Aquarius keys in existence at one time. Either way, regardless, I freaking love this. It was just honestly such a nice resolution to things, and I think it was just kind of a peaceful way to do it as well. So it also means going forward that Lucy now has her 10 spirits all together once again. And especially now that you get Hero mentioning that this is not the final arc that they're currently in, and that the 100-year quest is probably going to still go for like 100 chapters still. I don't exactly know how accurate that is, but I saw a bunch of reports about that. You do got a decent amount of time that Lucy has with Aquarius still. And honestly, I'm just happy that this plot finally is finished, because that was so dang annoying that at the end of Fairy Tale that Lucy had not, figured out the whole Aquarius situation, and that was like a whole big mission for her to, accomplish, and that it's finally accomplished. Aquarius has still been kind of rough and tough with them, but I wonder if their relationship now is going to be changed with her actually being nicer to Lucy, and especially knowing what she's been through now, and, what she's had to do to find her, and, her generally caring for her, after having to break her key. I kind of hope that Aquarius does somewhat change a little bit towards Lucy, because I feel like at least she somewhat needs it to be changed, because, she sacrificed a lot for her, and, she really does care for her so much. So what are your guys' thoughts on this chapter? I think this chapter was a very beautiful end to a plot that's been going for a very long time. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and this is Draco, signing out.